stealth missions, magical murals, and terrifying visions. This is Gluttony and Earth.
Hello and welcome to the IDL. My name is Nick and this is Gluttony and Earth. I chose to say this in this exact moment because I saw the light flash on Kyle's Nintendo Switch as he's playing Pokemon. And I knew I'd catch him with his pants down.
I don't have pants on already.
Not playing Pokemon right now. It is Adam joining us.
I was reading a Twitter thread about a lab explosion, though, in a research setting, so it also jump scared me.
You did. I was gonna say you're the one person who looked surprised, not the person I thought was going to be. And Mr. Streams Pokemon himself, Mr. BakaZombie.
Can't get away from it, you know. Start a new channel to play other games that I just play Pokemon anyway.
So I thought I'd tie up another loose end here on the channel, and I thought I'd share with you guys some hotel stories.
Hotel, motel, holiday inn.
Yeah, because I used to work at a hotel.
Me too.
And it was in between a Red Lobster and a Old Chicago.
Mm-hmm. You ever been to Red Lobster and they sit you at the grab window?
I love that. What was even funnier is that you started thinking about it, laughing while you were sipping your hot cocoa because you thought about it. All of my stories with Red Lobster are usually just very inside joke based. So I'm not gonna bother with it.
I'm gonna eat you, lobster. Kyle just sitting in stunned silence.
Nothing. I got nothing.
I was gonna move on, but you said
What's going on?
Eat you, lobster. They both got right arms. But no, hotel stories. I hated that hotel so much. My first job, to be fair, that cleaning other people's rooms I found was hell. But I was like the best employee. I would get very tired, so I would just nap in rooms. So like it's not like I'm a great person. they wouldn't be like rooms people were staying in. That'd be fucking weird. Just like empty rooms I'd take naps in. But the absolute worst room I ever had to clean was because like whenever there's like sports, like youth sports, usually they'll stay in the hotels. And the parents will all sit in one room and drink, and the kids will go fucking crazy throughout the rest of the hotel and trash the place. The absolute worst one ever was a women's hockey team stayed there. And there was a room I had to clean. Wall to wall, the floor was covered in popcorn. Just the entire floor covered in popcorn. And I'm like, I don't understand why would you stay like this? Why would you do this to yourself? Even is the point. Like some messes, it's like it's a mess because you just live like a slob. That does not seem like the kind of mess you live with for yourself, even. But there it was, just wall to wall popcorn.
It
was
question for these hockey players was this purposeful? If so, how much popcorn did you have to pop to cover it? Second, if it wasn't purposeful, how much popcorn did you eat that the spilled remains still covered the floor?
Yeah, it's the serious questions of like, why did you do this? Not even to me. Why did you do this to yourselves? Like, obviously it sucks for me. I don't want to fucking clean this. But like, it was messy in other ways too, because that's what sports teams do. They just trash every place. But like, holy shit, it was awful. Because like, you can only vacuum so much, and vacuuming popcorn's not fun. Like, it doesn't go in easy.
No, it doesn't condense very well. Like it has a lot of volume to it.
Yeah, I didn't have to clean up the messes. I had to contain the people that were trying to make the messes overnight. So we had the parents being drunk in the lobby, just yelling while there's people's rooms not far from the lobby, calling, complaining. I had to. So, oh my god! So the worst one. So you're not supposed to rent out rooms to people if they're under 18. But one of my dumbass coworkers did to a group of 4 people under 18. And they're like, oh yeah, they're there, but just keep an eye on them or whatever. Of course, they're all sitting out in the hallways all night, and they're talking and stuff. So like, I go and do my rounds, or I notice they're there, so I just go and be like, hey, don't be talking out in the hallways. Go talk in your rooms or whatever. And then I see them like keep coming out and stuff, and they'll go into the stairwells and stuff, and like be in the stairwell forever. Like they're not doing good things in there. So I'd go do the rounds and scare them out of the stairwell, and then I scared them up to the top floor. They went up and like sat in an area that was a bench. I walked past them. I saw them turn around and go back in the stairwell. So I turned around, opened the door. They start pulling their pants up and running back to their room because they were doing in the stairwell. I said, if I catch you out of your room one more time, I'm calling the cops and you're out of here. And they didn't come back out of the room the rest of that night. There were so many just awful stories, and I'm the only one there. I'm the only employee there, so I'm taking care of everything. Like I saw on the cameras once somebody go into like our back outdoor patio, like go in the bushes for a little bit and then leave. I'm like, what the hell are they doing back there? And then one of the guests come in, they're like, there's this backpack on the back patio. I'm like, oh God. So I took it and I called the cops. And like, somebody left this here. And the cops came and took it. And they're like, yeah, this is a person that's been like doing crimes all over this area for a while. We just caught her like a couple of places over, and this is all the stuff she's been stealing from people that was in this backpack. It's like, Jesus Christ. So many terrible things like that, just constantly.
Hotels are the breeding ground of awfulness.
Yeah.
It's the society's worst gather at hotels.
But I mean, for what it was, it wasn't. It's a better job than I've had at other places.
It's an office job.
Because there was days where it'd be off like that, but then most of the time I just sat there and played video games and talked to people on Skype. That was back when Skype was a thing.
Skype, oh man. I the first time I tried playing D&D online, I tried playing through Skype. That was a little over a decade ago. And I had a webcam that I pointed down to a chessboard that I was using Legos to have as the players and monsters. And it was through Skype that me and the other players were playing through. That went 2 sessions.
Adam and I played D&D on Skype as my first game.
Yeah,
we switched eventually because Skype is awful, and I had it deleted off of my PC by the point we started playing again. Because it was at the time where Skype was just like doing whatever it wanted. So I'm like, you're off this PC.
Yep.
It just opened itself, and
it also like because there was 6 or 7 of us playing, and there was times where it's like you can only have 5 people on the call. Sorry, like we couldn't add more people to the call. It was horrible. Just a
Skype used to be really good, and it was like building momentum to become better. But that's why Microsoft bought it, and then Microsoft just destroyed it from the inside. And now we have Discord.
Kyle, you ever been to a hotel?
Kyle, you know what a hotel is?
Yeah, I've been inside a hotel. Pretty great.
I do like hotels. I've been snubbed almost every hotel I've been to in like the last 2 years. Because my favorite thing about a hotel, the only reason you go to a hotel is so you can enjoy a hot tub. And the last like 7 hotels I've been to either didn't have a hot tub or the hot tub was broken. So
Well, the last one we were at, we just came back to the hotel too late.
Oh yeah, I suppose. I forgot about that place. It's only been like a month. Oh, that's right. I snubbed myself there. To be fair, I didn't go the night before either. So, all right, I think it's time. One more life lesson I learned from hotels: never drink heated V8. It is not. It tastes like tomato soup. It goes through you very fast.
I don't know how it relates to hotels, but I could have told you that. That's if you would have suggested that to me, I would have said that's a bad choice.
That's what I'd eat on my break. I'd go to the vending machine, I'd get a V8, and I would drink it. And then one time I was like, this tastes awful. But I bet if it warmed up, it would taste like tomato soup. And it did taste like tomato soup when warmed up, but it just goes right through you. Don't do it. It's not worth it, folks. Just get tomato soup.
See, I haven't had a V8 in forever. So there's like, they make like this V8 smoothie banana strawberry thing that I used to eat all the time, but it's only at one Walmart in the area. But the only other time I had a V8 was in 5th grade. I was at a peer mediator convention, learning to be a peer mediator, and I'm like, there's no other drinks here. I'll try this thing. It's got pictures of fruit on it. I sipped it. I'm like, this is awful.
It is.
And I never had one since.
No, that's absolutely the correct response.
And that one was cold.
So here in the recap, last episode, a carriage pulled up outside of Endien's house as she was arriving home for the night. And inside was you could just hear the voice of Corgrim Bastion telling her of a situation in the Menhir Desert in the Zoa Republic, the very first place Endien trained at to become a librarian. Where she even met Corgrim Bastion to begin with. So he told her about the situation, how he wanted people cleared out so he could go back in there, and said, hey, if you do this, I will give you information on Javin. Reluctantly, she decides that, sure, she'll do this. She discusses it with both Thellum and Darius because the carriage also stops in front of them because it seems like it's a pretty urgent thing. Like, you gotta move quick. And you gotta move quick because it turns out Shuruma himself is heading there. Everything started when Shuruma's henchmen were trying to get some magicite there, caused a whole incident. Now it seems like he wants to go and take care of things where his minions failed. And so Corgrim wants Endien to go clear that out so he can get in there and do his stuff. So hopefully everyone is out of there before Shuruma gets there. Or if nothing else, maybe Endien will take care of Shuruma. Who knows? So the carriage stops at some shops. They pick up everything they need. They head to an airship outside of town. The driver of the carriage turns out to be Rook Bastion, using a magical disguise that made him look human. He's a half-orc. Endien knows him as both Corgrim's son and the guy who tried to kidnap her old friend Silas Dubois on behalf of the Dubois family. It turns out also that if he is not able to report back to Corgrim, that the information is off. So he flies them there himself, all the way to the Zoa Republic. On the plane ride there, they kind of discuss slightly what is going on, what exactly they should be thinking about doing here. Endien at some point calls Leoric. Leoric's like, don't come here. And Endien's like, I'm gonna. And they're like, and then Thellum was like, hey, catch this. Genie. And the genie's like, I have a name. He's like, oh, tell me it. And then they told him his name. And you guys arrived at the Zoa Republic. And here we are. So Rook puts back his hat, which puts him back in disguise as a human.
How long are we expecting to actually be traveling through the desert?
I believe you can get end to end within a day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it was they used to travel throughout a day's time period.
Back in my day, we used to travel across this whole desert in a day.
Okay. I was just making sure.
It's a pretty small desert, and it seems geographic. Like if you I think Darius would know. Like geography wise, it seems weird that there'd be a desert here. However, Darius would know that magicite is a form of fossilized dragon. So a dragon dying there could have A, explains the cache of magicite, and B, environmentally explains why it's so dramatically different. Maybe the body decayed in a way that formed the landmass.
Yeah, the desert only takes up about a 10 by 12 mile area.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll be able to traverse it and get to where we're going pretty quickly.
All right. Well, then let's head out before the sun gets too high.
So
Yeah,
it's
he's
the same temperature, just be the desert itself is warming up.
Yeah, he has a tent that's set up at a tree near the south. And he's got some tied up Aquilina. So he's got 4 Aquilina there. And he is able to let you guys have. So Aquilina is like a halfway, almost between a bird and dinosaur.
Yeah, I mount up, ready to go.
Yeah, I'll get on a bird.
All right, lead the way. And as you guys start heading in there, give me perception checks.
And I get to add double my proficiency because Endien has 2 favorite terrains because she was taught in this desert. God damn it. Doesn't matter when I roll like dick. What's my proficiency? +3. I got 13. No, wait, perception? I'm an idiot. Still a 13.
I got a 5.
Wait, how do I do math? Hold on.
I don't know.
What did I
Obviously
do the
not
first
well.
time?
You seem to be struggling, buddy.
Yeah, I did nature the first time, and I got a 13. How did that work? I did it wrong whenever I did
Perception
it.
and nature
a
have the
13.
same wisdom
No, they
modifier.
Nature's
Oh,
intelligence.
intelligence,
Nature's
yeah.
intelligence, yeah.
That's
No,
wild.
I have a +6 to nature. I rolled a 4. I get to add an additional 3 for a 13. Or sorry, perception.
Wow.
I said
What's
the right
that
modifier, but the wrong name for the modifier.
Struggling this app.
I'm
I
struggling
got a
every day of my life.
15.
So a 15, 14, and a 5.
I got
Yep.
13.
Oh, 13.
Just for the sake of being clear and forthright, Darius does not have his armor activated until we get basically where we're going, so I do not cook alive in it.
Thellum
And
has a
has her
shirt off.
scale armor underneath her robes.
Okay, I would like one of you to make me a percentile, and then minus 20%. Sorry, minus 10%.
Who wants to do it?
You do it, Kyle.
Yeah,
What
you
the
rolled the highest.
Fuck.
So you get.
Where's my D10?
You don't have a D100?
Oh, I thought. Okay, I have a D100, but I thought I needed to do the.
You do. A D100 looks like this.
Oh,
You need 2 of them, so
Yes. Baka's being an ass.
I got a golf ball.
96. Oh, minus 20.
Minus 10.
Oh, minus 10, so 86.
Percentiles are always fun. I mean, with any of them, because it's do I want high? Do I want low? Mid-lane is questionable.
You encounter a Lucrata. Let's beat it up.
You
You get found by the government. Go back.
No.
Almost. If I didn't give you that minus 10. I did a group check, including with Rook, and if you guys did pass the group check, you guys got a minus 10 on this. If not, it would have been the military. No, instead, you guys, Thellum and Rook, both notice some people in green cloaks a little bit of ways away.
I see some green people.
Do you know who they're with, Bastion?
Ew, that sucks. We might be a bit late here.
The Sharumas
think-
people.
Those are rumors.
All the more need for caution.
I mean, why don't we just take them out of the equation now?
draw attention to us, which is what we don't want.
You hit
No,
pretty hard. Just take them out from afar.
Imagine if they're here, if those two are here, there's probably more here. Especially if Sharoon was going to come here himself. I think Endien's right. I think we need to stealth our way in here.
Birds are just squawking away.
Actually, they're pretty tame. Like, they seem like well trained.
Then, I mean, are we far enough away that we could lose them before we get to this site that we're looking for? Or do we have to make a detour to try and...
We're gonna have to make a detour. Shouldn't be a problem here for Endien, I don't think.
No, it should be fine. Just have to avoid the sand pits.
How far away are we from the big site temple area?
It was closer towards, like the middle north of it.
How long would you say it would take?
A few hours.
Well, good enough for me.
It's about 10 miles up, I think. Something like that. Close to.
Okay, let's try and make it an hour. I cast Pass Without a Trace.
Ooh.
If
We
anything,
could maybe still
goes
lose
fast,
them, at least
yeah.
in the next hour.
Yeah.
Just in case. I don't know. I was told to be stealthy.
We also won't leave tracks, which is nice in the desert.
In the desert.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
shit!
No.
Look at
Actually, to be
that.
fair, it's because it is a hard desert rather
Oh,
than a
it's
soft
Oh yeah,
desert.
there's less sand, just more rock.
So tracking is harder anyways.
Yeah.
So that was a
better.
big issue for them. But yeah, so that's what makes it great for like experienced hunters to play, I guess. Yeah, okay. So then I would like everyone to give me some stealth checks. Plus 10 with Pass Without Trace, or is Pass Without Trace just you?
That's
It's
not
everybody
true.
close to him.
Yeah. Do a plus 10.
I don't even have to roll my advantage, but I will. Okay.
Rolled poorly.
I mean, I my first one was good, so.
Oh!
What'd you get, Kyle?
And that's 20.
So did I, baby!
Oh my god!
For a total of 37.
Oh, well, okay, mine's a total of 33.
I got a 16.
Yay!
I rolled a 4. I don't have disadvantage because I don't have my armor on, but I still rolled a 4.
I can cast
Okay.
Pass Without a Trace for free, right?
I don't know.
I think it's like once as a
Per long rest.
per long rest, yeah.
I also have Pass Without Trace if we need it later, so.
Yeah. Okay, so I would like another percentile minus 20.
I rolled the highest. It's my turn. How does it work when it goes into negative?
Then it's just 0, yeah.
0.
It just goes to 1.
I roll a 14.
Yeah, you guys are heading. You are able to navigate a bit away through like this desert, and you're not seeing anybody. You're stealthily passing. You might pass like a few cockatrice or something like that, like a little herd of them wandering by. But you know from your time here that like they'll be fine if you don't fuck with them. So you guys ride past. I would like now a survival check from everyone.
Oh,
Everybody.
Yeah.
I'm a survivor.
I'm a forgiver. I'm gonna stop.
Wow.
Keep on surviving.
Wow.
Just so where I can't get lost.
No, I know. That's not necessarily the issue at hand.
Darius
I'm
got a
alert to
19.
danger as well.
Hey, what does that do?
It just says I'm alert to danger.
Oh, okay. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. Okay. So
yeah,
19
difficult
from
terrain.
Darius.
Oh, yep. I can cover everything in a second. Survivor, 13.
Mm-hmm.
Thellum?
21.
Ooh, very nice.
Okay. I would like another percentile minus 30.
I think that's me then.
Yeah. You move stealthily at a normal pace while alone. You find twice as much food while foraging, and while tracking creatures, you learn the exact number size. How many pass the area?
If it is minus 30, we have another 1 because I rolled a 23.
Nice. Yeah, you guys, Endien at the forefront, you guys stealthily running through this. You don't notice anything. Oh no, Darius doesn't have anything. He doesn't have his armor on.
Nope.
Yeah, I think one more perception check should do it.
One more perception. Fuck.
No, oh no.
I mean, it's still 17.
14 for Darius.
Thellum got an 11.
Okay, give me a percentage minus 20.
Kyle.
Oh shit. Wait, are you sure you want me to roll?
I mean, it doesn't matter.
Minus what?
20.
12.
Very nice.
Okay. It's it takes a few hours of this riding. It's getting to be late morning as you're traveling through this desert. It's probably very nostalgic for Endien at least. Going through here, knowing the different ways she's tracked Magicite from eagles, or hung out with Kriku and the kids.
Has Endien ever told her stories about this desert?
Some of them.
Specifically the one about falling?
She's alluded to it. I don't think she's told you that.
Damn.
I think
Okay.
Endien talks to you as vaguely as Pazuzu does.
Essentially. That's just how I didn't talk to everybody, to be fair. It's not
That-
just you.
Damn, Pazuzu. Okay.
And eventually you reach which Endien would have known as just one of the standing stones here. Looks crumbled and fallen. And there is a fissure in the desert near this spot.
I'm surprised no one else is here, but hopefully we can make use of this.
Yes, they should be busy at the moment, so we can make our way in.
Can I try to see if anyone has been here? Apart from I
Give
can't really
me
tell.
a perception check.
What if Leoric's already here?
He's elsewhere taking care of
21.
21. You notice there is, with some pittons, there is a rope ladder descending into this fissure.
Oh, we're already in the fissure.
You're near the fissure. Sorry,
Oh,
the
okay.
rope ladder goes into the fissure. That's the
okay.
most sign of someone being here, but it doesn't seem as though tracks stay long here.
Oh, okay. Well, how far is the drop?
It's about 50 feet.
I hadn't seen it up close. I didn't think it was going to be this steep of a drop. Thought maybe they just kind of dug their way at an angle.
You scared?
No, I'm just thinking about what we're going to do with the birds. I think what we might do, might just have to send them back south.
How well do they listen?
Very well.
I can talk to them and tell them where to go. If they are beasts, that is.
They are beasts.
Okay.
No, it should be fine. I should be able to just command them to go back to the ship.
All right.
And then we'll just have to hoof it back on foot.
I can get us back.
Because if anybody comes here, I'd rather them not see the birds here.
No, that's good. It would tip them off that somebody was inside.
You think that's best?
And he turns to Darius with his keg.
Oh, it's in my...
Oh, it's in
Bag
your bag holding. Okay.
Yep.
Never mind then. All right, and then he'll have everyone desaddle, get your belongings. And they pulls out a whistle and then the birds just dart south.
Just some free roaming Quillina. Don't think that we'll have to worry too much. If anyone sees them, they'll think they're just wild.
I don't think they'll think they're wild if we got saddles on them.
Oh, his don't have saddles.
Okay.
Bareback
Yeah.
was equivalent.
Yeah. I know because you had your equipment. That's I guess the most was yeah. So he sends it back.
All right, let's head down.
Do it.
Alrighty. Tell him jump.
Jumps.
That's 50 feet. Yeah, I hope he has slow fall by this level.
Do you have slow fall?
I do.
So yeah, he slowly descends down there. All right, and then if no one else takes the lead, then Rook will go down first or second.
And Endien would have went down.
Okay.
Right away.
I would bring up the rear.
Yeah.
And then once we're down at the bottom of the ladder, I would don my armor.
And
Okay.
he would
Yeah.
Pull down her face mask so she can
Thellum puts back his shirt
see better.
on.
Let's see here.
So as you guys get down here, it is dark.
I disappeared.
I'm opening my eyes.
Yeah. I believe Rook has to.
Half orc should
orcs
have Night vision.
Do they? Okay.
Dark vision,
Yes.
So then, never mind. He's fine. So Rook. So you guys enter, like you get down to this. You see like caverns. The ceilings are maybe like at most 20 feet high, but probably smaller than that. And you see magicite basically sticking out of the wall at almost every turn. Just veins of magicite. You can see to your right is like what seems to be like some dugout area, which it looks like people, like you see like a pick, and you see like maybe people were like digging there for magicite. There's a tunnel ahead of you that goes a bit way and then turns, and then there is a tunnel that looks less natural to the left, where it looks like possibly things had broken and like split open.
Okay, so the tunnel looks more natural, like it wasn't dug, like it was.
So the tunnel to the right is like very short, and it was clearly being mined. The tunnel ahead looks natural, and the tunnel to the left looks like it might have been like a natural tunnel that wasn't, like there might have been space on the other side, but it looks like whatever explosion happened, like in the fissure happened, broke like a wall apart to make a tunnel between two different parts of the underground.
Okay. Do we know which one of these tunnels we gotta go through to get to this place?
Your guess as good as mine.
All right.
My first time being here.
Daddy didn't tell you anywhere where to go.
Oh, did your daddy not tell you?
My father wasn't the one that sent us here.
I just assumed you would have called Leoric.
Not my father.
Sure. Now, like I said, no idea where to go. In here, it's not like either of us have been here.
Well, if we're going to where they assumably found this stuff, one would think it would be the mined area, but that could also just be where more magicite stuff is. First, can I listen to see if I can hear anybody down here?
Yeah, give me a perception.
I assume I no longer get my desert bonus.
You do not.
I rolled
We
a
are
natural 20, so 26.
Underground. Ooh, 26. You don't hear like any person. You don't hear like the rustling of fabric or metal. Nothing like that. You might hear in the distance like a weird, I guess you'd reckon it, like a bellow of a frog. It might be echoing from the caves.
Is that coming from any specific tunnel or?
I'll say it's coming from the forward tunnel,
Or
the natural tunnel.
sounds like
Oh.
there's.
Before we go, I do need to mention, if you see any birds down here, kill them on sight.
What is that?
They are the most vile creatures that live down here. They are not to be fucked with if you don't have to.
Did I learn anything about underground birds while I was here?
Give me a history check.
Do I get to double my proficiency or no?
Go for it.
23.
23. You know that I'd say that anything you know about this is like Kriku has probably mentioned to you that Beneatholite is magicite and that attracts all sorts of weird monsters. So it could he's mentioned like there's obviously like possibility of like natural tunnels or caves and weird monsters down here, but he probably doesn't know anything. I don't think he's ever said anything specifically about any specific type of thing that could be attracted to it.
These birds got a name, or just something I didn't think you had been down here. How do you know about the birds?
Well, that's the thing. My Colgrim says there's an alpha down here he wants to hunt. Little nasty things called griffs. They look like storks with like 6 legs, and you do not want to deal with them. Says they inject their eggs right into you.
Darius shudders at that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
either kill or run. That's basically. They're not friendly. They're vicious little fucks, and they will try to eat or inject their eggs into you.
Got it.
all right. For the tunnels, I was thinking if this is a newly discovered area, maybe checking out the broken tunnels off to the left there, if it's a new area that's opened up.
I
But
was thinking the same.
all right,
All
then.
right. Well, I think that settles it. You guys start heading to the left, and it basically has like a bend around. So like, as you guys run around this bend, the bend is tight enough that like the small opening, and it looks like you see like almost like it's like a sliver of cavern between the natural tunnel and the broken tunnel, and you see two clean walls and kind of like a clean ceiling for part of it. And what you find, I guess, is let me decide how to say this. Can I just okay, yeah. So the larger wall, I'll say to the north, we'll say the north wall. The larger wall to the north has a mural on it. And this mural is like it's got like almost like wheels of limbs and like the same face over and over again, almost like it's spinning as like part of like the secondary like imagery on this wall. And it looks like there is almost like there's on the top of this wall, it looks like there is a giant eye observing below, and you see like this timeline of what seems like some kind of like, I think Darius would recognize this as some kind of like depiction of a ritual in which this eye is observing someone taking this weirdly shaped geometric shape and sealing it into a box. And that box has the design, like looks almost 1-to-1 what the box Darius has looks like. Except I think Darius, having stared at this long and hard, notices there is a piece on the box on the wall that is not on his box. To the right, those wheels of limbs and like the turning heads kind of turn off, going off that direction. And above, it looks almost like a spiral, like a square. I want to say like a square spiral, like kind of like bismuth, like the way that is like a squarish spiral. I'm gonna keep saying squarish spiral. But yes, like that's kind of like what those three walls have on them.
Cool. What, after that description, what can I, like, besides just knowing or recognizing that this is part of a ritual, what can I glean of, like, the origins of this? Like, what, like, anything like that? I do have the historical knowledge from my archaeologist. Enter a dungeon or ruin, you can correctly ascertain its original purpose and determine its builders, whether they were dwarves, elves, whatever, or some other known race. In addition, you can determine the monetary value of art objects more than a century old.
Yes.
I can also roll if it's not covered under that.
I want you to give me both a history check and I want a perception check. And then I will give you kind of like the combined information you're going to get here.
History is a 22. Perception, give me 1 second if I can add anything to that. Could I add my saving face to this? So I have a 13 with it.
Yeah, you can do a saving face.
Okay, so I'll bring that up to basically negating out my -2. So that'll bring that up to a 15. So a 22 and a 22 for history, 15 perception.
Okay. This looks, the way everything is designed on this, it screams of a religious nature, but it seems off. Like, this doesn't seem like they're trying to appease a god. It looks like this is a ritual and a god is also involved. Like, it seems like the religion nature of it is not as like ceremoniously or as it seems. The same way you think any like occult type dealings aren't religious in that way. You also can tell this doesn't see, like, the walls aren't made of the same stuff that the cavern is made out of. It looks like it's wholly should not be here. at all. And you think possibly with the people, it's hard to place. And the reason it's hard to place, like you can tell this looks like it would be really out of time here. But so the people you see in this depiction doing this thing, you can tell from the imagery, their pointy ears and what have you, that it seems like a hobgoblin or a goblinoid or something like that is doing this ritual. Also, as you're examining this, you notice that spot that looks like a piece would be on their box that's not on your box. It looks like there's like a bit of a, like something was taken out from that spot. Like there's a bit of an indent. So it looks like whatever piece was on the wall was taken out. And it looks pretty recently disturbed. I'll say if you're looking closer at everything, I'm gonna push your 15 into the other thing. The wall to the right looks like it breaks off just where a doorway would be. Like you can see like the where like maybe like the wall kind of stops and like above it goes a little bit slightly before it gets cut off. And so it looks like possibly whatever's to your right was either like a door or like an open entry or something where it would be. I guess that's kind of like the big things you get out of this.
Okay. As I'm doing this as well, I'll pull out my wand of magic detection and use another charge to get magic in here, if there's any magic in this area or on the mural or anything like that.
As you're fanning things over, both the eye and the geometric shape give off an energy.
Okay.
What the fuck
All right.
is this?
I mean, I don't know.
It's a drawing.
From what we heard, the clothing of those kids was found right in front of this.
Where is it?
Where's what?
The clothing.
I assume Leora took it.
Well, all right. Let's see. It's this is. I mean, it's a ritual of sorts, but not. So the eye up there is some sort of god, being, entity. Jury's out on what you want to call it, but the ritual isn't to appease it or in reverence of it. It is just simply present. Don't know what the weird fractal spirally thing is over there. None of this stone matches. None of this should be here. And I'm gonna say this first. Because people have disappeared, I suggest none of us touch anything on this mural. Because both the eye and that fractal spirally thing over there are both magical. Do you know, I mean, how all their belongings were found here? As far as you know?
As far as I know, yeah. It's like they vanished.
Are the burn and scorch marks in this room?
You would see. So if like you see like the north wall's the bigger part. You'll see like there's a small like crevice that kind of connects towards the natural path, and you see like almost near the bottom of it is like burnt out, like a tunnel. There's scorch marks on it, like leading outwards.
Can I look along the right-hand side where like the wall ends in what should be a doorway, just to see if there is anything that may cause the stone to move, or if there's other like natural, like a hidden door of some sort that wouldn't show up with magic, or if it is just like this chunk of wall was cut off and then stone is here.
Are you like going over the wall and going over it, or are you just kind of like turning right to like look at it?
I would be mostly focusing on, and probably start with, because I have a crowbar in my kit, just like right where the worked stone and the natural stone is, and just like see if there is any like actual gap there.
There's not.
Okay. I'm hesitant to start touching on this mural.
Touching on
Do you say that out loud?
Touching on me.
I don't know I don't say it out loud, but I'm very careful. Like, the whole time I haven't touched this mural, and I'm like very specifically keeping a little bit of distance, and am only touching it with like my crowbar to see if there's any like gaps I can get in between. So I'm being very careful not to touch it too closely.
Okay. Thellum's gonna copy, but instead of crowbar, it's his stick.
His quarterstaff.
His quarterstaff.
I mean, yeah, you're touching on it. It doesn't seem to do anything. It's pretty sturdy material.
Am I doing it right?
Darius doesn't answer. Darius is like very focused on whatever the fuck is happening here.
Ah, fuck it. Thellum's gonna touch the eye.
I mean,
Okay. Okay. Give me a charisma save.
Thellum's a good things to happen guy.
Charisma save?
Yeah.
19.
19. As you're staring at this eye, it's just like, like a in the wall. It's not like it's like a depiction of an eye, but you feel like this thing is watching you. And you know how like in a painting, like you move around the room and it looks like the eyes like that? It feels way more, it is watching you.
Yeah, I'll keep rolling. Can I try to decipher the magic of this thing? Try see what... Because I'm gonna... What was that?
I said, do you have like identify or something, or...
No. I'm just gonna try to see if there's a spell to it.
There's a spell to it.
Yeah.
All right, give me an Arcana check.
Let's go, Gunu.
Gunu.
You taught me a few things. Let's see if that will work. Maybe if I didn't have a -2. 13.
No, this is nonsense to you.
It's looking at me. I don't like it.
Do you say that out loud?
Yeah, I do.
What do you mean? I mean, it's a drawing of an eye.
But it's looking at me.
Did you touch it?
Did I? You said I looked at it, but did I actually touch it? Oh,
Yeah, that's even. I'll say you even touched it.
yeah, I touched it.
Poke it in the eye, even. Who knows?
What does this do? I touch the spiral.
Give me an intelligence save.
Oh, that's even worse.
I mean, this is like half necessary, half.
Yeah.
As Darius is staring him down, what's this doing?
Yeah, it's like okay. I mean,
Dexter's lab.
Okay, so with
What
my
is this
charisma
button
save,
do?
I have a +2. With my intelligence save, I have a -2.
Go.
So-
It's gonna go well for you then, I bet.
12?
As you are staring at this fractal that seems to be they're imprisoning in this box, you look at it and you're following the patterns and it's just like going and you're like seeing through this thing and it looks like you're seeing through so many places and so many patterns, and as you're looking deep into this thing, like it's hard to understand exactly what you're looking at, and you become frightened, and you must use your action and movement each round to flee from the source of fear.
Oh, if I want to get away from it, right?
Yeah, you're
It's gonna go in the ring.
I go in the ring.
yeah, you want to go as far away as possible. And he's like staring at this thing, and he looks like lost in thought, and then he like kind of looks like he's got like a terrified look for a second, and he like poof himself back into the ring, and the ring drops. What the fuck was that? Is that what happened to them?
No, this is something he does. He might have had
just
to ask.
Could teleports?
It's just a safe place for him. He probably got scared of something. Looks at Darius with a "Don't tell him what it actually is."
Darius doesn't even give any recognition to Rook. Just like hears him talking, but doesn't acknowledge.
And Endien will go and pick up the ring. So did that help at all, Darius? Whatever it was Thellum was trying to do?
Maybe.
Why was he afraid of the... Why would he... He needs safe space. Would he just... It's just a wall.
I don't know. He touched it and then he just went into the ring.
I'm gonna touch the spiral.
Okay.
You don't have a safe space, Darius. No,
No, I don't.
Give me
We have
a
a high intelligence.
intelligence saving throw.
Yeah. I mean, like, on a meta level, I'm better at intelligence saving throws than charisma, so
I'm bad at both. Oh, he rolled bad.
it may not make any difference. I did roll a natural 1.
I don't care about that.
Okay. I mean, so yeah, I mean, that's going to be an 8.
Okay, you start seeing like through these like shapes, like this spot, like this fractal goes on forever inside of this thing, and in this fractal, you're seeing different places, different worlds, different lifetimes, and you are stunned for 9 minutes as you are
Lord.
just entranced in staring at this thing
Okay.
as your
Darius.
mind struggles to comprehend what it's looking at.
Darius. It's like waving her hand in front of him.
What the?
Well, it's safe to say let's not touch that anymore.
Yeah, no kidding.
It probably won't do anything, but because she's not just going to be like, whatever, and leave him there, she'll try lesser restoration on him, which only cures disease or blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned. And I think he was stunned, right?
Lesser restoration cures madness. So.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, she would like wave her hands by his temple, or her hand.
Yeah, and it's like all like the depth that you reached in this thing. It's like all in like a snap of a second. Your mind just snaps back through it all back to where you were.
What did you see?
It was, I don't know. It was deep. Like my mind kept going deeper and deeper into something, but I don't know what.
Yeah, I mean, Endien, if you're not like inspecting it and you're just gonna get a cursory glance, it looks just like the design's like it's got like an outline. It doesn't look. It looks like a blank something shape. Just cursory glance towards it.
Yeah, she would just glance away. Well, that can't be what happened to them then. They're just gone, unless I don't know. Did they voluntarily take off their clothing and just leave?
I wanna check one more thing. And I would just
touching it again.
No. I just want to look, pointing to the tunnel that's kind of on the other side of this. I just want to see if there's anything else, any more of this, just around the corner there.
Nope, it's just tunnel.
I don't know where the rest of this could be, how this got here. It doesn't make sense.
Or what caused those scorch marks? It doesn't seem to line up with anything that would do that, unless there was something else down here moving around doing it.
Well, I think whatever's making the scorch marks might be unrelated. Because I think if that's had anything to do with this, their clothing and shit wouldn't be intact.
Mm-hmm. Think there's any more we can glean from this, or should we go deeper in?
I don't know if I can get anything more from it right now.
You touch the eye, see what happens.
I don't like the idea of something watching.
It does seem like
What's this?
a trial and error isn't the best way to go about this.
Yeah, so it looks like whatever they got, this spooky deep mind thing, they put it inside of a box, and that's the ritual, right? Is that what we're looking at?
Yeah, that seems to be some sort of ritual, magic, something of some sort to trap the fractal inside of the box. And this eye deity was watching over it as well.
There's like a piece missing from the box.
It looks like
where the piece is missing?
Looks like the drawing, like the drawing of the box on the wall. Looks like there was a piece that looks like it was missing now. That also is a piece that Darius's box doesn't have.
It doesn't look like there's the fractal isn't a piece that you can remove.
No, the fractal is like a thing that they're like the ritual's trying to contain in this box.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering if you could take a piece of that and then move it to the box. And that's open the door. But no, that's not what it is. Whatever we need to, I think we need to find whatever that missing piece is.
I have a feeling that's going to be with the rest of the belongings of the people who went missing, which means it's probably out of our availability currently.
Possibly.
We're gonna cut to in the ring.
Oh,
Thellum
I'm
is
just
cowering in
screaming.
fear.
"Ah!"
And Pazuzu is just still kind of agitated, and he's just on his seat, head in hand, irritated but curiously looking at you because you look terrified.
The moment Thellum went inside that ring, he would try to go behind Pazuzu.
You basically are hitting the back wall, so there's nothing
Oh.
behind him. It's just the chair there on that end.
Okay, he'll be beside Pazuzu, the Pazuzu.
Can I help you, young Thellum?
The squiggy line is scary. I was looking at a mural and I don't know what I saw and I'm scared. So I let in here. So if you don't mind, want to make space on that chair?
You were afraid of lines.
It's there was an eye. It looks like a ritual, a box. And how did you describe it again? It was like a swirl, right?
The ceiling had like a bismuth swirl.
Oh,
The thing is it's like this weird geometric shape, but as you
Okay.
stare into it, it's like more fractal.
a shape
A shape.
going inside a box. I don't know. I don't like it.
What is the purpose of this mural?
I don't know. I'm just gonna wait in here until the others say it's safe.
Okay. 9 minutes go by and your fear subsides. 9 ring minutes. So I think at this
Is it-
point,
Is it shorter or longer inside?
so inside time, so inside, I've had you take short rests in a
Mhm.
matter of seconds. So time is very different. So he experiences time, outside time, much slower. So for him, every day that goes by for you is several days for him.
So it came out an hour later.
Yeah, you come out and it's like a minute or two later. I don't know. Or as because your fear will subside before the end of your time in this ring needs to be. So it's up to you how long you stay in here.
I'm gonna stay a little bit.
Okay.
Do you know anything about stuff being trapped? Well, let me rephrase that. Do you know about any fractal shape? I think they were saying fractals going inside a box.
He looks ponderous for a bit. No, I'm not too sure. There are gods of many things out there.
So it's possibly a god.
Possibly.
When I
Usually, a ritual built into a mural is one that someone wishes to have passed down.
when I
It could be that it's a warning. It could be something more I do not know. But it seems as though whatever it is, it might be some sort of entity or god.
touched it, and it felt like that was just getting pulled in.
Maybe there's a reason that it was being put into a box then. That leads credence more towards the idea of it being a warning. I suppose if you're dealing with the mural of a god, you probably have to play by that god's rules.
Do you know a god that takes people without their belongings?
No. Not in the slightest.
Okay. I think I'm fine now. Thanks.
Yeah, you poof back out. I'll say you guys are at the point where you are at that considering leaving spot where we left off.
My current theory is that whatever was in this indent, when it was removed, that's what caused the apprentices to disappear.
So then, if that was the case, would they disappear with the piece?
I don't know. Depends on if the purpose of this is one way or two way, or if it's a trap, or if it's intentional. If it's meant for others to also be able to access, then I would assume the piece would be left behind. If it's meant to be a trap to for those that are not worthy or do not know, then the piece may disappear with it. Whenever Thellum appears, Darius probably like starts a little bit, but just continues because he's always popping in and out of the fucking ring.
Endien just hands him the ring when he comes out of it.
Well, you hand him and he whispers, "Hey, catch."
Can I so I'm going to do two things. One, with my thieves tools, I'm going to use my magical tinkering, just get light on them. I know I can see in the dark, but just so I can have see a little bit better. And can I, with my thieves tools, see like is there any like mechanism or anything in that indentation? So like I don't want to touch it with my fingers, but I want to see like, is there something?
There's no mechanic to it, like there's no mechanical bit to it. As you light up, I guess obviously the walls, you already know, is different material. They look different material. This bismuth spiral it shines almost like bismuth, and you see like shining off of like the lingering magicite in the area.
Looking at all my things to see if there's anything else I can do. No, I don't have the spell that I want to do to make like a little piece of rock to fit inside, and I don't have a spell that can do that.
I punch the wall.
Make an attack roll.
Oh shit! Sure, why
He's
not?
like afraid and goes into the ring, comes back out, and immediately punches it. He's ready to fight now.
It's a 20.
It's a 20. Give me some damage.
Thellum just shatters the whole thing so we can't figure it out.
4.
4. Yeah, you just break off a chunk of it.
What? Why did you punch it?
I thought it would solve it.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I mean, it's not, to be fair, not the worst thing. I don't love that it's broken, but not a bad option. Not a bad thought. I think we need to look further in these tunnels to see if there's any more bits of this temple somewhere else.
Yes.
So I don't know what else I can do here.
I agree.
Well, let's go.
Okay, yeah. As you guys go back around the natural tunnel, it will open up into like a bigger area, and there'll just be kind of tunnels going right, tunnel going left. The right tunnels are more like tighter. The left tunnels are like more open. And then, could I get a survival check from someone to help lead the way?
I'll do it.
Okay. I only have a +1 to it. I don't know if yours is any better.
I got a 23. I have a +5 to it.
Dang.
And that's without proficiency.
Oh, nice.
I would have got a 1-5.
Yeah, I mean, either tunnel you start walking down. Which one would you go down, left or right?
Which one was which again? Which was
Left one. The left ones are more open. The right ones are more tight.
Always go left.
Always go left. All right. So as you guys are heading through this, like I said, it opens up a bit. You see there's loads of magicite in the area, and as you are like going through, you notice like on the magicite, there's almost like some weird like centipede type creatures on them.
Ew.
Would I know what they are?
Give me a nature check or an arcana.
Can I also?
Yeah.
do a
Anyone
check?
who wants to, go ahead.
Cool.
That's 13.
I got a 17 arcana.
I got a -1.
Thellum, they're your friends. Darius would notice. I think he's dealt with like tinkering and magic enough. He would know these are called magicite parasites, and they're like these like little centipede type bugs that like feed off of the magical energies in the magicite.
Are they a concern for like magical items, or do they just feed off of magicite?
You think something that small is usually, like they're usually like you'll find a brood of them like near magicite deposits, and they just generally feed off the magicite because it's readily available. So you don't think something that small would go after your magical items. If you have like powerful magic items, I guess theoretically, if there were bigger ones, they might go after you. But
Okay.
they seem pretty inconsequential, other than just feasting on the magicite down here.
They're no real concern. They just natural bugs that like to eat the magic from the magicite. We don't have to worry ourselves about them, though.
Poisonous at all?
Not that I'm aware of.
No one's ever really tried eating them, I don't think.
I was about to.
I'll say they're not poisonous, but they're not nutritious
Yeah.
because they feed off of magic energy rather than other foods.
Mhm.
They're not really a good food source.
Yeah, I'll leave it be.
Not poisonous, nutritious, or delicious.
That's a waste of time, waste of space. Yeah, I guess we continue on then.
Yeah,
There's
continue
nothing
down
of
these tunnels.
note.
Okay, as you're getting into this bigger tunnel, you notice to your right seems like an open cave area, that like further in, or to your left it seems like there's a smaller tunnel keeps going. It's like shrinks into a smaller tunnel, and goes on.
At this point, just because we've reached a couple branches, Darius is going to pull out some of his spare charcoal and just make like a mark of like marking where essentially like where we came from or things like that, so we don't get too turned around down here.
Okay.
We don't know about the crew, right? That went missing? Like
I don't know much
their
about
names, who they were.
I mean, Rook's right there. He knows a decent amount of info.
Because I'm going to ask, hey, Rook, did they have someone in their group able to do these little crevice tunnels? Or is it just a fissure itself?
Well, I think these caverns might be natural. No, we already saw, like, Sharuma's crew was digging, I think, near the entrance where we came in, with picks. These caverns, I think, are natural. I don't think, let's see, I think they had some guy named Rufus. He was one of the cat folk. I don't think he was from the Zoe Republic, though. I think they took him from out east. No, he seemed, from our reports, it seemed as though he was just some kind of a tour guide or accountant or something like that. And they had Leoric's kid.
He reproduced?
What?
He reproduced? Yikes.
No, it was some plant thing they picked up that they adopted. I think they called it Yui or something like that. A little plant thing. And then there was some hobgoblin named Deborah Ironmarch. I think that's her name. Some kid from the chain.
I'm assuming because we built
Yeah.
this mission, I recognize that name.
Absolutely, you do.
We both side-eyed you.
No, I don't think any of them were capable of something like this.
Wait, hold 1 second. You said Iron March?
Yeah, something like that.
Deborah Iron March?
Yeah,
How sure are you about that?
it's a name I used.
Do you know of them, Darius?
Yes. There. What the fuck was she doing down here? She's one of my nieces.
Was she trying to be a librarian?
I don't.
Only reason the orc would have her here.
Yeah, the only reason the orc would have any of them was that they want their library license.
Wait. He looks at Endien. You've dealt with him before. Would you be able to guess what test they were trying to do?
When he had us here, we were searching for a piece of magicite that an eagle took. From what I've heard, it sounds like they stumbled across this and got involved. I don't think they were sent here to deal with this, but I don't know for sure.
I'd imagine, because Leoric, as far as Corum's told me, it's the same thing he does every time, is his little rock throwing trick. I imagine if this popped up in the middle of training, he probably had him try to sneak and do some stuff while he was dealing with officials. That's the only reason they're down here. Because normally
Man,
he
he
wouldn't
sucks.
send his pets to deal with it himself. Because I remember Endien probably doesn't know too much about it, but I was in the desert at the same time as she was a year and a half ago. We were here trying to hunt some desert toads, and Leoric's the one who personally went and dealt with Dad. There must have been
remember
a
that.
tight spot.
How quickly can you get in contact with Leor?
I can do it right now.
Ask him if there's any unusual work stone bits in the belongings. Specifically Deborah's, if he can discern that.
Yeah, I'll call the orc right now. You didn't happen to find any pieces of stonework amongst the belongings of those missing, specifically amongst Deborah's?
No, nothing here. I don't see anything in any of their shit.
Alright. Thank you. He hasn't found anything amongst them. So either somebody else moved it, or it disappeared if it was part of their disappearance.
I want to try one more thing.
Alright,
I don't know if it'll work.
you've got my support.
It's better than nothing.
I start making my way back to I'm going to... It's just a mural, there's no writing at all.
Nope, there's no murals. Or there's no writing, it's just pictorial stuff.
Can I do, just either while we're there or when we're on our way back, or are there any hobgoblin deities that have like eye motifs as like their main?
I'll say you're thinking, you're pushing your brain through, trying to figure this out, and no, there's nothing comes to mind.
Okay. I'm going to stand right in front of where like the missing pieces in the mural with the box. And I'm going to look at Endien and Thellum, say, I don't know if anything will happen. I don't know what could happen, but this is best bet I got. I don't think we're going to find much more going deeper in. So,
Before Darius does this thing, the piece missing.
Yeah.
Is it about the size of Darius's box? Like, would his box fit in it?
No.
Okay,
It looks
never
like
mind
the
then.
box is almost the same size as his box.
Okay, never mind then.
so I'm going to take out my puzzle box as well. I'm going to hold it like in front of the mural depiction of it, and I'm going to be looking into the eye, like as I say this, and I'm going to say this in Goblin.
Okay.
And I'm going to say, I don't know what this is, who you are, or what is happening here. It seems like your real intent, keeping things trapped in these boxes, or at least keen on seeing that it happen. You got one of my kin, and whatever happened to them, I need some answers from you.
Give me a charisma save.
Boop, boop, boop.
Fuck.
Mother. He's gonna roll 20, it's fine.
I didn't roll 20. I got it's honestly pretty good for me. I am going to, so it's a 13. I'm going to use my saving face to bring that up to a 15 again.
Technically 16, I would imagine. So you have Rook there. I don't know how your wording counts. He's technically an ally here.
It always gets weird because I need to be able to see them, so it depends on if Endien is visible currently.
That's true.
Well, you said you had a light on.
Yeah, I would have, it would be light on my thieves tools, but that's only like a 10-foot radius total.
Oh, okay. I see.
So I've just been counting it as 2 because I can see Rook
okay.
and Thellum. That's why.
Okay, so what'd you get?
15.
15. You pass. You keep passing by the skin of your toothy
Ass.
teeth. Your toothy ass. So as you see,
skin of
the
your
eye.
Pussy.
No.
You know what? I put the explicit tag on every episode just in case because I don't remember everything that said, and it's a good thing. Yeah. So as you're staring, it looks like the eye is staring at you, and it feels. This eye looking at you, this eye looks more real than anything else in front of you right now. This eye is probably the most real thing you're seeing right now. And as you're staring at it and you're looking deep into it, you're back in the forest. You feel like that's where you are. You're back in the forest. You're seeing the forest. And you see the trees rush past you. And you know you just have to keep moving forward. The trees blur in your peripherals, and your peripherals narrow your vision. You're focused.
you can hear the laughter behind you, and you know you have to keep moving forward. You're almost there. Just move forward, and you'll be able to turn right. The shifting of the rays of light that breach the treetops make the path feel unstable, but you're focused. You need to just turn right. But the laughter is pressing. Every echo of it is a new needle pressing against the back of your head. You just need to turn right. Turn right. Turn right. Your arms are in so much pain, but have they ever not been? It hurts, but it's normal. You have no time to look at them. You already know the blisters are growing without writhing, burning. Turn right. Do it. Why aren't you turning right? It's almost here. The laughter is getting closer. You just need to turn right soon. Is the laughter slowing you down? You feel sluggish. Your legs are sluggish. The mucus you leave behind must be how it knows how to find you. No, just move forward. Turn right. The blisters, your sluggish body, the needling laughter is only meant to distract you. Just turn right. By you, as the trees go past, you see it. You see yourself watching you. Yourself is watching you. Ignore it. You need to move forward. You need to turn right. And you find yourself flashing, turning right, and you're coming to snapping back to reality.
Gravity.
And you turn right. And as you do, you look where the doorway would have been. And it leads into a room. And that is where we're going to end the episode.
Yes! Oh, so good.
All right. Yeah, everybody. If you want to talk to me about drawing up maps you know you'll never use, you can hit me up on Twitter at BumbleScum. That's with a K. If you want to talk about reoccurring bits, you can always talk about them over and over again with at the Interdimensional Library on Twitter at IDL_RPGS. If you would like to talk about dreams that have been foreshadowing for months, you can talk to Adam at Little Growth on Twitter. If you would like to talk about being allies with a guy who hates kid, you can hit up BakaZombie at ZombieBaka. And I'm sorry, but he's too lost in infinity right now. He's running away. You can't talk to Kyle. Goodbye.
Bye, bitches.